press a little bit. How do you feel about the fight?
I feel amazing. I haven't really gotten a chance to go back and watch it yet, but my right shin hurts, so I'm glad game plan was to go in and use the leg kick game a lot, which I feel I was able to execute. So I feel good about the fight.
Can you talk about the game plan? Because I think a lot of us, as we were breaking this fight down, thought, well, if you're going to win, it's going to be because your wrestling proves to be the strength. So did you know all along you weren't really going to turn to that as much tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I knew she had a really good ground game, really good scrambly, flexible game. So definitely didn't want to have like that be our only option. So definitely was planning to, stand up a little bit more and trade with her. And, she caught me off guard a little bit in the first round when she went for that takedown, but we were able to come back with it.
Yeah. You're always pretty polite leading up to a fight, but now that it's in the rearview mirror, I mean, can you admit that maybe there was a little chip on your shoulder? I mean, here's this girl that's only been fighting a year and a half, and she seems to be the it thing, and maybe you weren't getting the respect you deserved.
Yeah, people kind of say that, but for me, like, I don't really look at it that way. I just love to fight, and for me, even being an underdog is not just motivation. I don't really like take it as a negative. It gives me more reason to prove people wrong.
Right. And last thing for me, I know that you didn't want to talk about Rose, talk about the title, that sort of thing, but I mean, there's an interesting history there, and this is a big win over somebody that was on the rise. I mean, do you feel that you should at least be in that discussion?
Yeah, I mean, I feel I belong in the discussion, definitely. I mean, holding a win over the current champ and, having a good performance tonight, I definitely feel like I should be part of that conversation. But, whatever the UFC wants from me next, I'm game.
Cynthia was fairly vocal after the fight. She was standing outside of the octagon, sort of calling it bullshit. Just did you see that, and what were your thoughts when you saw that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, you never know what the judges are really gonna say, and so when you're waiting for that decision to be announced, you're kind of like, but I mean, I felt I had definitely got the last 2 rounds, and yeah, when I was talking to Joe, like, I heard some boos, and I was like, are they booing for me? Like, what's going on? But my coaches said she was actually like, I won that, like, kind of to the crowd, and they were like, nah, like, that's not the case. And then my coach was like, raise your hands right now when we walk out. Everyone was like, yeah. So, you know.
Well, and just on that sort of topic, I mean, I know you guys try to block out whatever you can, but the crowd seemed firmly on your side throughout the fight. I mean, did you hear that? Were you conscious of that?
Not too much. I actually, like, I heard one of the fans like say something like "step to your right, step to your right." I was kind of like, okay. But overall, I hear the crowd a little bit. I definitely kind of try and like tune it out and focus on my coach's voices though.
Then is it particularly rewarding winning a fight like that, where you did sort of start slow in that first round and got to show your toughness a little bit by overcoming that?
Yeah, I think it shows my toughness and my experience because I've been fighting pro for 8 years now, and I've had a lot of adversity throughout my career. I've had around 20 fights, so I think I've been in deep water before, and I think coming back from that just goes to show my experience.
Carla, at the end, the first round, you kind of spent a lot of time on your back, but at the end of the round, there was a sort of wild scrambling affair where you got on top and the crowd seemed to really be in your favor. Could you feel the momentum change at that time, and then how did that really help you go into the second and third rounds?
Yeah, I mean, I felt the momentum change, but I definitely knew I had to go and come out strong in those last 2 rounds. And, even though she was in top position and, probably in the eyes of the judges, gave her that round, I felt that, I definitely was worried about her ground game. And, obviously if she's in that dominant position and couldn't really, like, hurt me too much, I felt confident going back to the ground with her.
Hi, Carla, to your left. Obviously the story of the night is what you were able to do on your feet, but there were a couple of takedowns that you secured that were kind of nice punctuators. In your mind, in the middle of a fight like that, do you feel like when you hit those takedowns, whether or not it stays on the ground very long at all, that's actually a nice punctuator for the judges that could have, really made a little extra impact?
Definitely. I mean, takedowns are huge. Like it's hard to really know what judges, kind of score more or less, But to me, like, hitting a takedown is a little bit harder than, like hitting out one successful jab or something. I mean, it's a lot of work. You're getting that that position. So yeah, I definitely feel that the judges look highly on that, but you never know. Depends where you're at too, because I've had a fight before where I had a lot of takedowns and the judges weren't really taking it into account.
Hey Carla, that was the first loss of Cynthia's career. Is there any advice that you would give her in terms of how she would be able to bounce back from this?
I guess it's hard to give her advice because she's been fighting a relatively short time professionally, and I've seen like a big improvement in her game. You know, I definitely she had a lot of hype behind her, but I think it's deserved because she's come out and had these really good victories. So I guess just keep improving, keep doing what you've been doing. Thank you.
Habib, congratulations. I think everybody was pretty blown away by your performance tonight, but how about you? How did you feel you performed this evening?
Hey, what's up, guys? Nice to see you after fight. You know, like when I talk about like beginning of this week, when I say I can fight with Tony, and after a couple hour, if UFC give me rest, I can fight with Conor. Like people think I'm trash talking, right? Like now I'm just finished fight with one of the best striker in UFC today, right? I fight with him and stand up wrestling like 15-minute war, but I still fresh, you know, and I think now I can take one more fight, you know. I feel great. Thank you, guys.
You know, obviously it had been a long time for you. Did you feel any rust at all? Was it uncomfortable? And what was the feeling as the fight started out?
Before fight, I talked with Javier Mendez. Javier said, hey, you have to focus on fight. You're smiling, you're relaxing. Let's focus on fight. But I told him, I'm focused, coach. Don't worry. I wanna enjoy with this time because last time I fight November 1 year ago, and I want a little bit enjoy. And you know, between every fight, I improve myself. This is what I'm talking about. And when I go to the cage today, I show how I improve my striking game, my relaxing, because relaxing is most important. When you go to the cage, you have to fight, relax, you know. But you cannot be relaxed if you have like, you know, if you don't compete with high level guys. Like in training, in sparring, you have to fight, you know, with high-level guys after confidence is coming, you know. I feel my time is come, you know. Now I'm 29 years old. I feel great everywhere about my power, about my grappling, my wrestling, my striking, and I kick a couple times Barboza too, you know. People think he's gonna kick me. I kick him too, you know, and thank you.
You walked over after the fight was over. You had a moment in the cage, and then you walked over to Dana White and had a brief conversation with him. Can we ask you kind of what you said and what he replied?
After first round, I tell him, hey, Dana, you want to talk with me? He say, yes, let's go. And I think about, let's do this one more round like this, and after I want to say to him something. And after second round, I tell him, what do you think about performance? He say, I'm sure you're going to take this. And, you know, like, I want to enjoy. When I go to the cage, you know, I want to enjoy. And when I almost take back Edson Barboza, Mark Henry told him, hey, don't give him back. And I told Mark Henry, hey, you're right, don't give me back. You know, like, I'm a little bit talking too, you know. This is not trash talking. This is real deal, you know. And I enjoy with that. And that's why I do this.
And last thing for me, Khabib, it sounds like you're almost more interested or think that the fight with Tony Ferguson makes more sense right now. But, you know, if Conor McGregor does say, hey, I'm willing to take this fight, I want to put the real title on the line, does that interest you?
Conor need to deserve this. Because real belt is 25-0. This is real belt. Other all fake belts. You know, but to be honest, I think real belt have Tony Ferguson. Conor, he have only one fight in UFC, 155, and he champion. He beat all the Eddie Alvarez, you know, like, he's good fighter, but he's not champ. He's good fighter. I think a lot of people can beat him in 155. This is my opinion. Like, this is my opinion. I think a lot of people can beat him. And, you know, he have good boxing, good timing, but he don't have wrestling. He don't have grappling, he don't have conditioning, but he have real belt. Because this is not about him, because UFC won this. And he come to lightweight and fight one time, and he's real champ, you know. But this is a little bit crazy, I think. Thank you.
Hey, Khabib, over here, to your left. Mabruk on the win and the baby. Congratulations. You kept this under wraps. You fought on the day that you became a father for the second time. What was that like for you to wake up to that news, and when did you find out that your wife had given birth?
When Conor supposed to like become like father, he talked about this all year, all like, you know, like about his, like when his baby coming, all MMA fans waiting for him, you know. but I know I have to stay busy. I have a lot of injuries, and that's why I come here, stay here a couple months, living in San Jose, California, stay focused, training, and today I become father, win, like 25 and all, take bonus, like today I have very good day, I think, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there a reason? I think most people didn't even know you had a daughter. You've kept this very quiet. That your private life. I don't even know a lot of people knew you were married. Why is that?
Because I want to protect my family from media, from other sometimes media good, but sometimes media is crazy, and you cannot be very good all the time with media. Sorry guys, but I say true, right? But I don't want people watch on my kids, family all the time. This is my life, I am tired about this. Of course, that's why I protect my family from media. I don't want to post everything. Oh, it's my daughter, my wife, I want to protect from this. And my father know, my mother know I have a daughter. My brother know, my best friends know, and I think my grandfather know too. Thank you.
And just one more for you. So this is the first time we get a chance to talk to you since you made the weight. Can you tell us now that it happened, how the weight cut was, and do you feel that as a result of the weight cut, you performed even better this time around?
Guys, I never have problem with weight cut. My problem is my number one enemy is injuries, because I train so hard. I train so I'm not training like other UFC fighters. I'm training so hard, and my training partners know, my close people know about this. And last couple years I try to change something, and I think I do this very well. And I changed a lot of things, but I never have problem with weight cut. Now I'm healthy. For this camp, I'm coming my healthiest period ever. Everywhere I'm healthy, inside, outside, in knees, back, everything is healthy. And when I beginning this training camp, I feel good, and that's why I make weight. And when I'm healthy, I always make weight. But now I hope next year I'm gonna stay busy, stay healthy, no injuries. And I wanna fight April, May before Ramadan. After I wanna fight September, and I wanna fight December. This is my plan. I want fight 2018 3 times. If not injuries coming, I hope, inshallah. Thank you.
Could be right in front of you. Congratulations. First thing I wondered, Mike Tyson was sitting right there. Did you talk to him when you walked out of the ring, or talk to him afterward?
Yeah, I talked with him last time when I was in Vegas. I met with him inside his house. He invited me. I'm big fan. Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and I wanna be greatest like these guys. Not only inside the cage, outside too. Champion is not if you become champion, this is not everything. You have to be greatest outside too. Muhammad Ali is perfect, for example. In mixed martial arts, I like watching how people moving around, like Fedor, like George St. Pierre, like these guys. But you cannot do a lot of crazy stuff outside the cage, but even you beat everybody inside the cage. You have to be champion outside and inside. And these guys, like Mike Tyson, very big motivation for me.
To know that a guy like Tyson that's accomplished so much, you describe how much a fan of his you are, but he's a fan of yours like that. Does that mean a lot to you, the fact that he's sitting ringside for you and that he has expressed to people how much of a fan of yours he is?
First time I watched Mike Tyson fight live, this 2003, this was February. I remember this when he fight with Clifford Etienne. and he knocked him out first round. I watched his fight like 6 or 5 morning in Moscow time, and I was like, and I can't imagine like 2003, after 15 years, like 14 years, I'm gonna fight in Vegas, and I'm gonna show in the last biggest event in UFC, I'm gonna show best performance of the night, and Tyson gonna watch my fight. It's like dreams come true, and you never know what happened tomorrow. And if we want your dreams come true, you have to follow this. Even you have injury, surgery, like everything is come, you have to keep going, keep focus, and take your dream.
And just to ask you one question, or two questions about Edson. Number one, were you surprised that he was able to come back and finish the fight? I mean, you delivered so much punishment in the first round, and he was able to finish. And number two, his kicks. I mean, even after you pummeled him like that in the first round, he came out and fired that big kick at you. You had to stay alert at all times. Were you ever a little nervous at all, as you're in there trying to take him down, that he's firing those kicks, and, he's knocked a lot of guys out with those?
I think if you go into the cage, like inside the cage with Edson, and you don't worry about his kicks, I think you're not smart fighter. Always, all the time when he kicked me, like landed, like knee, like my legs, my elbow, I feel pain. But I think about why I come inside the cage. Of course, I know he's gonna kick me. This is not enough. He's gonna knock me out. I have to keep going. When he kicked me a couple times, I think about, tomorrow I don't want to go I don't want to feel pain tomorrow when I go back to Moscow, back to Russia. I don't want to feel pain inside the plane, like 15-hour sit and think about this. And I think about this inside the cage, and I think, hey, I have to change something. I want to give him respect, big respect. I try to finish him, but he's a very tough opponent, and I want to give him respect, his coaches, Mark Henry, and other coaches, Ricardo Almeida. I know these guys very well, and thank you guys. Edson Barboza take this fight. He really won this fight because he understands this is going to be a big challenge for him. He want to challenge himself, and thank you.
Khabib, do you feel at this point that you're now too dangerous for Conor to ever fight you? I know you've been skeptical that he'll fight you in the first place, but does this performance clinch that fact?
I think anybody can lose anytime. Nobody protect. All greatest fighters lose. But my plan is, when I go to the cage, I never think about, maybe I'm gonna lose. No, I don't think about this. When I go to the cage, I think, I have to catch somebody because I'm the eagle. This is what I'm thinking. And if I fight with Conor, I think he have chance about his boxing, maybe couple minutes, I think. But what about if I'm wrestling with him all the time? Don't striking with him. Protect myself, movement, change angle, show him takedown box, show boxing takedown, change level, like Ken Velasquez style. But we have a lot of way. I can stay with my opponents. I can wrestling with my opponents. I can grappling with my opponents. My conditioning is better. My relaxing is good. Alhamdulillah, I feel my time is come. To be honest, about Conor, I don't think. I don't think about this guy. He have to come back. He have to defend his belt, and I want to enjoy with my victory tonight.
Hey, Khabib. Congratulations on your victory tonight. I thought your performance was so dominant that Edson's corner should have actually considered throwing in the towel. A, do you agree with that? And B, do you think we should see more of that in sport, in MMA, corners trying to protect their fighters more by actually throwing in the towel?
No. You cannot do this, I think. But this fight is about towel, I don't know, but if I fight, I don't want my corner put towel. It's gonna be change your mind in future. I don't know.
Okay. And just one question, I know the UFC still has plans at some point in the future to enter the Russian market. You say you want to be active next year, fight 3 times. Are you hoping that one of those fights could be in Russia?
Why not? Why not? But UFC have to work hard about Russia. I think they do good job around the world, but about Russia they do nothing. It's my opinion. They have to work. I am here. They can work with me, but they don't connect with me about promote UFC in Russia. I promote UFC in Russia without UFC. But I'm a UFC fighter and I have to do this. But if they gonna promote this, I think they have to connect with me and we can do this together. And you coming to Dagestan and you see how it's crazy friends we have, like when you come last time, I think it's summer or September something.
Yeah, earlier in the year.
And we have big arena in Russia, a lot, like St. Petersburg, Moscow, Dagestan, like everywhere. And we have very big fan base. And from Dagestan, we have 15 or 16 fighters in UFC. For other republics too, you know, from Russia, we have more than 25 fighters in UFC. And they can do this, but they have to work hard a little bit, focus on Russia. I don't know, but maybe next fight, why not? Like April, May, if they make show with me in UFC, it's gonna be great. You know, like my dream is become true, like fighting in many event, in first event in Russia, UFC. But we'll see. I am here. I am open. I am open for help UFC about promote this in Russia, and I think it's gonna be good idea.
Thank you.
Khabib, just one from me. You know, I've seen you fight in person a number of times now, but tonight in the arena, it seemed like the cheers were a little louder. Maybe the fan base is growing too. And I remember this week I was struck on the Embedded episode when you had posted on your Instagram, you were out doing road work and a fan ran from his house to take a picture with you because he just happened to live down the road, which shows your reach is really widening. Do you sense that? Are you close to that? Do you feel like your fan base, the public awareness of you is growing at this moment?
I think I have very big fan base, and tonight when I go to the cage, I feel my fans miss me. You know, they want I stay busy, and you know this is what I feel about myself. Like about interesting, I think I'm interesting from fan base because I grew up in mountain. You know, like I'm coming from nowhere. Like people need who this guy with headgear, like. Nobody understand what it is. Like people interesting, and he go into the inside the cage. He smash everybody. He's 25 and all. Who this guy? World champion. Like everybody talk about him. Where he from? Russia. But originally he's not from Russia. He's from Caucasus. Where from? Is Dagestan. Where he from? Born. You know, like he born from mountain. He wrestling all his life with bears. You know, like this guy is crazy. You know, people think about this. That's why I'm interesting. This is my opinion. And I agree with this, and I agree, and I'm gonna keep going, inshallah. I'm gonna keep going, keep smash my opponents, and take this belt. And my dreams, retired, undefeated, undisputed UFC lightweight champ, becomes one of the greatest lightweights of all time. This is my dream, and I follow this. And that's why I think people interesting about me. And always I give back for my friends. Sometimes they upset with me, because I'm injured, but they have to understand I'm trained so hard for what? For make my fans happy. And tonight I'm happy, my fans happy, and thank you so much for everybody, for media, for fans, for UFC, like for Edson Barboza, my team, Ali Abdelaziz. When I come here, like 4 years ago, I have injured ACL, you know, and 2 years ago I didn't fight. He protect me. He do everything like right with me. We do a lot of great job, and now we're here. You know, like 25 and all. This is not joke, you know, and I'm very happy about this. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Habib, just real quick, 2 more questions for you right here. Congratulations. Do you anticipate any trouble getting Tony to agree to a fight? You've said that you don't think Conor's coming back, but do you think Tony will accept a fight with you? He wants to fight Conor, is what he's been saying.
I don't know about these guys. Where are these guys? When I'm injured, they talk too much, but when I'm healthy, I didn't see these guys. I want to catch somebody. You know, like Tony or Conor, doesn't matter. Or maybe they're going to fight each other, or doesn't matter. Maybe UFC, if UFC approve, I can fight with this guy same night. I swear, I don't joke. If UFC make this, I can fight same night. I can fight with this guy same night. Yes. Why not? Now I'm fresh. I'm fight with Edson Barboza 15 minutes. You know, and maybe I have to stay humble, you know, but tonight I have to a little bit smash these guys, give these guys back, because these guys talk too much when I'm injured. I don't want to be injured. I don't want to go to the hospital and make surgery, make rehab 4 months. I didn't want this, but sometimes this happen. But when somebody injured, you cannot talk about shit about this, you know. You have to stay humble. You have to stay focused on your job. But these guys talk about me when I'm injured now. Where are these guys?
Well, and Natalie, my final question, and I know that you've said you don't think about Conor, you don't really care about him, but if you wouldn't mind answering this question, do you think when Conor sees a performance like you gave tonight, do you think he wants? Do you think he looks at that as a challenge that he wants to meet, or do you think he says, I don't
know.
want that?
You ask me a question about Conor. I don't know what you think he watched or didn't watch. I don't know about this, to be honest. Maybe he watched, maybe not. I'm not fighting for Conor. Watch my fights. I don't know. I always watch my opponents. I watch Edson Barboza last 5 years, you know, and always when I watch, I think about this. Oh, I have to, if I fight with this guy, I have to do this. If I fight with the other guy, I have to do this. I always watch my opponents because this is my weight, you know. I have to I have to follow my opponents, you know. Sometimes when somebody asks me, what do you think about this guy? Oh, I don't know this guy. He fight featherweight or light heavyweight. I don't know. But he's lying, you know. If you're a professional athlete, I know all UFC fighters. I know all UFC fighters. This is not about only UFC fighters. I know all UFC guys who work here. You know, because I'm very big fan. I follow my dream. I'm very interesting about this sport, everything. He know this too, but he's a little bit cocky. You know, oh, I don't know. When you ask him, oh, he featherweight or lightweight, I don't. But he know this. You know, I don't want to be like him. I watch his fights. I watch all fights other my opponents, and we'll see. 2018 is gonna be big year for us. Very big year, inshallah.
Any others? Cool. Thank you, Habib.
Thank you, guys.
Cyborg, congratulations on your victory this evening. Obviously, it was a very fantastic fight. What did you think about your performance in there this evening?
You know, this camp I work a lot of patience. You know, I knew how very experienced, but I was not also so tough, but have a lot of experience. And I touched her. I saw she's feel the punch, but you know she's moving around, moving a lot, and I'm really happy. You know, I work a lot of patience, and I do the right thing. We work in my team, and you work a lot of things too, but the takedowns too. But I feel like she's sweeping. I cannot touch her because it's sweat. But I think we did an amazing fight. I'm really happy because I know if we do a great fight, I have to have a good opponent. You know, and she did it very well.
You talked about being patient. The rounds that she won were the first 2 rounds. I'm just curious, as the fight was playing, I mean, did you know I've got to pace myself and go 5 rounds, you know, or do you credit that to her and what she was doing?
You know, I really train for fight 5 rounds. Everybody have a question. I don't know if she's gonna have a cardio for this. You know, I can do 10. You know, I feel very great in there, and I have a very nice cut weight. I don't have tough time, and I'm really happy with my team. We did an amazing job, and you know, I was happy for 5 rounds. All my team say, Chris, you have 5 rounds to finish the fight. You don't need to rush. You have to see the opportunity.
We're not used to seeing you bleed. We're not used to seeing you busted up a little bit. I wonder, you know, a fight like this, do you feel it's almost a good thing for you to be pushed and to be tested and for people to see this side of you?
You know, when I saw first time my nose bleed, and then in the training with hard guys, and then when I see that, I say, "Water, let's keep going." And I really enjoy the time. We were training really hard, and I'm really happy to have this fight like great.
And last thing for me, I know you want to enjoy your win tonight, but we always want to know what's next for champions. It sounded like you said Megan Anderson in Australia is the fight that you want. A, are you suggesting you could fight in Perth in 6 weeks? Is that the Australia card you're talking about? And B, also, we're hearing about Amanda Nunes, that she wants to challenge you. So if that's the case, would you prefer that fight?
You know, I always said I don't know to like fight somebody Brazilian because of the, but you know, if she want to fight me, I fight anybody with Dana White put in front of me. You know, I'm a fighter, and I have to fight who put in me. But I'm saying about Meg Anderson because she's 145 pounds, and I would like my division growing. You know, if we're growing, you need to invest. You need to put the girls 145. And I think she's in the line for fight for the belt. And because of that.
Could you do it in 6 weeks, though?
I don't know. My hand really hurts now because her head, the heart, very, very hard. And I don't know in 6 weeks, but, you know, but a little bit.
Hey, Cyborg over here. Congratulations to your left.
Yes.
So 2 of the judges gave her the first 2 rounds, meaning on both of their scorecards, it was even going into the 5th. Does that surprise you?
You know, I was when they tell the numbers that I really don't hear, but I need to have to watch the fights, you know, for make sure what happened. But I know maybe she touched me more me, but no damage. You know, no damage. I will see her face, her eye closing. You know, I saw her face, but I have to watch the fight again for make sure if then right or not.
Would you say this was the most competitive fight of your career?
I think really tough. You know, I think there's more. I think the first fight I did 5 rounds with her. You know, and I think she's tough. She did amazing, and yes.
Would you say this is the greatest win of your career?
I don't know. I think I have a long time. Yeah, still. I'm not retired after that. Maybe I have 3 more years and still more fights.
Do you think this cements you as the greatest female fighter of all time?
Me?
Yeah.
I never think like that. You know, I leave my fans think about that. I just have to keep training, keep learning, because the girls are gonna like beat me, and I have to be ready.
And you mentioned Megan. Obviously, she's had some problems fighting. Are you privy to any information? Are you aware? Is she able to come back? Is there anything you can tell us?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's a long time she have issues. Maybe she's be ready now. I don't know.
Okay. And last one for me. Your weight cut seemed to go very well. Your team said it went very well. What was the difference this time?
I don't know. I just trained with same man training for make 140. You know, I was training hard for make 140. I just say, man, let's train it like make 140, because I knew maybe this fight is gonna be 5 rounds, and I don't have any problem to cut weight and don't feel great there. And then I was just training same man training for make 140, and I have hard cut. Nice.
Hi, Chris. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I wonder how much you reflected on the fact that all you've been through, especially with the UFC, the fact that here you are on one of the bigger shows of the year, you're the main event on the pay-per-view on the New Year's Eve show, which historically is big. Did that mean a little bit to you, and did you soak in the crowd as you walked out?
The one thing I think just shows God really all loyalty. You know, everything's came through in UFC. I really just continue training, continue doing my job in other event, and I knew the opportunity gonna come and they're gonna be ready, and they're gonna be one day here. And then I'm really thankful, and you know, for and everything that happened in my career, I think it helped me be a better fighter, a better person, you know. And this is change, you know. And then I think I'm in the right time here, and then everything happened, make me just growing.
And to follow on that a little bit, I mean, much of your career, people said you were just so much bigger than stronger than everybody else that you blew them away with your physical strength. But tonight you won the fight with your technical skills. Does that mean more to you than just going in there and blasting somebody with the right hand and seeing them fall down? The fact that now people are going to acknowledge you for the skills that you have as opposed to just your strength?
You know, I never think to be a fighter. I like a lot of sport before 12 years old. I think God gave me a gift, the one heart, hero heart, like to fight. And then for be better at everything, because I'm training. You know, I'm getting better because I train really hard. It's not just because of gift, but I train really hard. And I think tonight, I just show why I'm getting work on, you know, at better. And the Holly, because she's giving me more challenge. Because most girls I punch and finish the fight, and I cannot show too much. But I really train hard. I train every day. Everybody think when my camps tell me, Chris, stop training. You're gonna be overtraining. And because I really want getting better every time I fight.
And then, not to be a downer, but I just want to ask you, like, you know, you win the biggest fight of your career, perhaps, and you're sitting here and you don't know if there's anybody that you could fight in your division. Is that difficult to take, to sit here and go, well, if Megan's problems, whatever they are, don't get straightened out, that you may have no opponent to fight at all?
I think UFC gonna find someone for me fight for sure, and then I just have to keep training and be ready, you know, for the next one. And then this is happening a long time in my career too. I was happy that 2 years I no fighting because no opponent in beginning of my career, and just have to keep training. But for sure have girls coming, and maybe come from boxing, come from other organization for UFC. For sure they're gonna want to be in big platform. Thank you.
Chris, em alguns momentos dessa luta, a gente viu você tentando algumas quedas e ela defendeu muito bem. Te surpreendeu a força dela, principalmente no clinch? Eu vi que ela te reverteu algumas vezes no clinch. Te surpreendeu a força física dela?
Eu acho que, na verdade, eu senti que ela estava mais forte, assim, no clinch. Mas, na verdade, eu achava que ela não estava trabalhando. Ela queria só me segurar ali no cage, sabe? No octágono. Ela estava só querendo me segurar. Eu não via que ela queria fazer nada. Só parar a luta para eu não encostar nela.
Mas as quedas faziam parte da sua estratégia?
Não, a gente treinou, se ela quer dar, me chutar, se trabalhar a queda. Eu tenho wrestling também, eu gosto de quedar, mas eu senti que quando ia quedar ela estava muito lisa. Eu não queria cair por baixo, tentar queda, cair por baixo, eu que manter em pé.
Certo, mas duas perguntas bem rápidas. Uma, existe toda essa questão da dificuldade de se construir a divisão 4-5. Até pelo fato como você venceu seus oponentes de forma muito rápida. Você acha que uma luta como essa de 5 rounds pode facilitar, pode favorecer que outras meninas tentem, de repente, é possível fazer 5 rounds com a Cyborg?
Não, eu acredito que sim, acredito que pode abrir oportunidade de outras meninas querendo lutar, né? Falar, não, posso lutar, posso vencer ela. Fico feliz, porque eu vou ter adversário para lutar e vou continuar treinando.
Perfeito. Minha última pergunta, então, é sobre o sangramento no seu nariz. Foi de fato a primeira vez que você...
Foi a primeira vez.
Isso chegou a te atrapalhar? Como
não,
foi o sentimento?
Eu achei que era uma água. Eu toquei, era água, era sangue, mas não, eu continuei.
Hi, Chris. Congratulations
Thank you.
on your win tonight. The first thing I want to ask you about is Amanda Nunes. Would you be open to fighting her, you know, either at a catch weight of 140 or perhaps at 145 for your belt?
No, just 145. No anymore. 140. I feel great. 145. This is my division. I fight for, and then just 145.
But you're open to fighting Amanda, yeah?
Yeah, I'm open to fight anybody.
And in regards to defending your belt and, you know, the next time you fight for the UFC, would you perhaps like to headline a pay-per-view in Brazil? They go to Brazil a few times a year.
I would like to go to Brazil. I think all fans are gonna love, and then the fans, the full number one, you know, after United States love UFC, and it'll be amazing.
And my final question. Zuffa boxing, we're told, is a real thing. It's coming, and you know Dana White wants to get into the boxing business. You know, if it's a bit of a challenge to find you a fight in MMA, would you be interested in fighting in a boxing match for Zuffa boxing?
You know, I really like it. I really like boxing. I train really hard with Jason Pereiro, and I do a lot of sparring with the guys from the gym in just boxing. And if you have the opportunity, Dana White would like to give this opportunity for me, same he did with McGregor. Why not? You know, I'm here for challenges, and I love to fight. And then I never fight boxing before, and maybe this is going to be big challenge. Maybe I have to wait for next opponent to 145. Maybe they carry Fox. I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any others? All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Bye. Good night, guys. Happy New Year.